I want to show you how there's one communication pattern that quietly signals, just not senior yet. It's subtle, but it's understandable. And if you're a thoughtful, competent, technical professional, then you're probably doing it. Are you ready? It's over explaining. Now, let me be clear. Over explaining doesn't necessarily come from insecurity. It usually actually comes from care. Because you want to be precise, because you want to get things right, you want to show your thinking, you want to show your process, you want to show that you have thought about this deeply, and you don't want to be misunderstood. So you add context, you add caveats, you add process, you add exceptions, you add all of these things, you add the background. And before you know it, you're still talking. It's been 10 minutes. But here's the thing that most people don't acknowledge. Over explaining is a strain, a cognitive strain, both for the audience and for you. You're working harder to articulate it because there are more things you need to keep in your head when you speak. For 1 minute, for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, they're going to find it harder to follow. And guess what? When you're juggling so much in one go, not to mention the pressure of speaking in front of the CEO and the CTO and all of that, then you have less capacity to actually pay attention to how you sound, which means it becomes anyone guess how you are actually coming across, other than the fact that you might be putting them to sleep. And the lengthiness alone can give off the impression, well, it kind of looks like they're still processing this. How come they were asked for a 30-second explanation and 5 minutes later, they're still talking? Maybe they're unsure. Maybe that's why they're still talking. And that will happen even if you're not unsure. And that's why over explaining signals mid level. Not because your ideas are weak, I hope they are not, but because the delivery sounds like you're thinking out loud. A lot of executives tend to speak as though they knew the conclusion they were about to come to before they opened their mouths. And that's the difference. Now, speaking succinctly is a skill. And yes, it takes practice to master, but I want to give you a quick auditory hack that you can use immediately. Let's say you're mid update and you realize, oh man, I'm still talking and I should have ended ages ago. I see their eyes glazing over, and that came out way more long winded than I intended. Instead of spiraling, instead of going off on the end tangent while you see that they are yawning, I want you to do this. When you catch your breath, just say, if you remember anything out of everything that I've just said, let it be this. And then you pause, and then you say one thing, just one. Please, just one. One thought that encapsulates the reason you were speaking in the first place or the thing you were getting at. It works like a charm, and I'm going to explain why. From an auditory perspective, it acts like an auditory zoom because you're signaling to the audience, this is the part that matters, so pay attention. And if their attention has been dwindling, which it probably has, then that phrase tells them, okay, give me all the attention you have left. And you have their ears. And that's why you got to honor just that one thing because they're giving you all of their reserves. The second is it resets the room. If they've drifted, if they were half disengaged, their auditory system will tune back in. And they're like, okay, there's one thing that I have to listen for because you've changed the rhythm. And you may even want to be like, okay, if there's one thing, you clap, you reset, and it's like, oh, okay, what is the thing I need to listen for? And I will say this, never underestimate the power of rhythm on the auditory brain. And third, and this is powerful, it leverages the recency effect. And that is the principle that your auditory brain remembers what it hears last more strongly and better than what came before. Patricia Fripp says it beautifully. She says, your last words linger, and they do, literally in the brain. So if you conclude cleanly and succinctly and confidently, the overall impression of your entire update improves, even if everything that came before was kind of long winded and people feel like, oh my goodness, when is this going to end? Simply because you end well, people will remember it better. Am I saying you should speak a bunch of gibberish in the middle? No, absolutely not. But you can still land safely. And one solid conclusion can save the day. So, as I said, if you use this line, if you remember one thing, then you have to honor it. Then just share one thing. Don't share three. Don't share five. Not one with 7 sub points, just one, because that increases trust and signals to your audience this person is worth listening to. So the next time you catch yourself going really long, reset. Okay, if you remember one thing, and then you zoom into that precise point you wanted to make all along. You conclude with precision, and that makes up for so much of what has come before. Now, in this video, or here, I don't know where it's going to be, you're going to learn about 3 small vocal shifts that immediately increase authority without changing your personality or becoming someone else. And once you hear them, you will not be able to unhear them. And if you're serious about moving from competent to promotion ready, you can join me inside the Technical Executive, where you get a free e-course on how to sound like the authority that you are. This is where we go deeper. We diagnose where your authority signal is probably leaking and give you the foundation and the basis to level up when it comes to becoming promotion ready. And in there, we practice the reps that actually change perception, because the key is communication. Influence is the outcome, and promotion, that's the reward. I'll see you in there.